Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Gavinsky's Tutorials. Today I'm going to take a look at the new update to miRack, so this is March 2026, adding this controller module. So this is a $5 in-app purchase, absolutely worth every penny, I reckon. So, this is not what miRack normally looks like, right? You normally got a whole mess of cables and everything. So what this allows you to do is to create basically a controller panel for your patches. If I exit controller mode, you can see like this is the full patch here. This is one of the demo patches, a POI demo. I took that and just, added in this controller module, and I, added the knobs and decided what things I would control. So if you look at this, if I move this knob here, you'll see this knob moving, right? So that's linked, that's controlling that. And basically these four knobs are all controlling these oscillators here. And then this fifth one is controlling this pitch knob here, right? So obviously this is super handy because, look, it's very, very nicely resizable. And it means that, I can control that patch just from this small little window, and I can have, other things open at the same time. And, use multi-touch to play this like an instrument. So what it's going through here, by the way, just is, that's the original patch there. And I'm just putting it through discreet combustor. Actually, it's going into a compressor first. And then into descent, just a little granular effect. And I've played with the pitch and stuff. That's what it'd be like if I bring the dry wet down in descent. That's quite nice. Maybe leave it like that. And then a little bit of reverb, neon verb by Audio already. So I've done videos on all three of these apps here on YouTube. So let's just, because right now we don't really need to listen to that patch. I'm just going to show you the basics. Hang on, this is a wee bit small to try and open up. I'm going to show you the basics of this, how to set up a controller panel like this. So basically, let's just first exit controller mode. So, open up a patch or whatever that you would like to control in this way. And you can do this in the standalone, but you can also do it here, inside the AUV3, right? So if I just open, this patch originally, it just didn't have this, but everything else was there already, right? And all I did was go here, add, just like you're adding a module, and just go to controller. And then if you haven't paid for the in-app purchase, you'll be asked to, buy it or whatever here, $5. But if you've got it, then you've got the option to add to patch, right? So I won't do that because I've done it already. So if if you're adding this, it's gonna be a completely blank patch. Well, let's just do that. Let's just delete this for now. So I go to manage and delete. Okay, and let's just add that in. Okay, add to patch. So that's over here. And so now the process will be like this. Double tap the me. I'm just going to use my finger. Double tap rather than the trackpad. So double tap, then go down to design mode and turn on design mode, right? And then double tap this again. Trackpad doesn't like that. Double tap that and go to add component, right? Add component, then it'll give me a choice: knob, slider, or switch, port, light, label, and so on. So let's just look. I'm not going to go into everything here. There is in-app help where you can read about this. So now it says select a target parameter. right? So let's just do like the patch we just did. So I'll just choose this first, and you'll see this knob comes in. Now I don't know why these things come down in the bottom corner like that. I suppose it's because maybe it expects you to have things in other places. But you'll see in a minute that it can be a little bit weird sometimes the way it does that. So if I double tap on that, I then get other options like what type do I want, knob, slider, and so on, toggle switch, momentary switch, right? We can change the size and the look of the knob, right? So here I've just chosen the round extra large black, and we have an option here related to behavior. And then, initially I thought that this was the place where you would be able to label it, but it doesn't actually work like that. I'll show you that in a second. So then, we can also delete this here, or we can change the target. If I press change target, it'll give me an option to select a different target if I want, but I'm just going to click this again and, stick with that one. And so now we want a label. So basically just double tap. I don't know why it's not responding to my trackpad there. That's weird. Developer needs to look at that, I guess. And then go to add component again and go to label, right? And I'm just gonna, say oscillator 1 or whatever. And, this comes down in this corner and you can see like, some of it's off there. So you've got a couple of options now. Either you can, drag here to widen that, or you can still manage to grab it anyway, right? And then, drag that up there and you can position it. I will say it's a bit hard to do with your finger, I guess the developer was testing this with a mouse maybe, because, my finger's blocking everything there, although you can zoom in as well, and that makes it all a lot easier. So if we double tap on that, we get other options as well related to the font size and stuff. Bold, right? Various options. And so, just go and build up your patch like that. If I click here and go exit design mode, then, now you can see those are linked. If I'm still in design mode, I think I can't move this, or if I move it, this is not going to move. You need to exit design mode, and then, yeah, if you want, you can enter this controller mode, okay, and then you're in that mode. And again, if you want to go and play around with the whole patch or whatever, just exit controller mode, open it up. Right? So, super cool update. Hope this was helpful for you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.